Hello, everybody. How are you? Traveling south on the 5 freeway here on a Saturday morning back to City of Sin, Los Angeles, through the fog. I'm being very careful. One of the reasons is this highway has a long history of crashes due to fog, so I don't want to be one of those stats. But it also gives us the opportunity to talk about an interesting phenomena in San Diego. San Diego, of course, a coastal town, a seafaring town, where fog has played a major role in incidences throughout its history, to the point where I collected 5 of what I believe are the worst fog events in San Diego history. For example, in 1919, an older lady was on the hunt for some chicken giblets at the local Ralph's grocery store. The fog was so thick in the meat section, she crashed her cart into that of another older person, a gentleman in this case, who was waiting on his sliced salami. The fog was so bad, the crash was so traumatic, that her giblets and the salami got mixed together in what then became a food sensation of the time called salami giblets. And guys, it didn't last long. It wasn't a taste sensation for long. By the time of the Depression in the 30s, it had waned, and it all started in the fog. Number 2 on our list of the worst fog events in San Diego. In 1931, a young man was buying his first automobile, was signing the paperwork. It was a little foggy. He didn't realize the salesman had added on undercoating for a fee of $35. The entire vehicle only cost $275. He couldn't afford the undercoating. He didn't realize the payments were going to be so high. He lost the car, lost his job, lost his house, lost his girlfriend, and ended up as the mule driver for a mule train in Pacific Beach that had shows on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, an afternoon show on Sunday, and then a Sunday evening matinee at 5 p.m. for the whole family. Tragic. Number 3 on our list of the worst fog events in San Diego. A San Diego Padres game in 1942 was being played as best as they could in the fog. This is before they would call games because of fog. In those days, you were considered a wuss if you couldn't play in a little fog. What's wrong? What's wrong? You can't play in a little fog? Oh, it's too foggy. That's what they'd say to you. Why don't you go home to your mama where there's no fog? That's what they would say to you. So, of course, all the players would stay out there like real men. The problem was it's so foggy, nobody really knows what the final score was. It was the Padres against the Brooklyn Dodgers, and some people say the score was 115 San Diego, 113 Brooklyn. Others say there was no score at all, and remains an asterisk and mystery to this day. Tragic. Number 4 on our list is another sports-related fog event. At San Diego State University, a young man pole vaulted, as he had many times in his training for the Olympics, and he was on what many thought was going to be his best pole vault ever. as the bar bent and his feet went up in the air, up and over the bar, and he released the bar as his body cascaded over to the other side. Somehow, some way, he never landed. He disappeared into the fog, never to be seen again. And as a memoriam, they keep a low-level fog clouds in the library of San Diego State University to this day. The third floor, half of it is fog. It's a waist level fog that they maintain year round as a memoriam. Tragic. And the final fog event in San Diego history was more recently in the 1980s. A young man started to break dance down at the boardwalk at the beach, was flipping around, was popping and locking. And began to spin on his back. He spun and spun and spun so fast and so hard and so consistently that the fog in that area began to move into a circular mode. It began to collect into a mini tornado, what then became a medium hurricane, that then became a torrential 9-category hurricane off the coast of San Diego, picking up people, cars, and ships and flinging them as far away as Los Angeles and as far away as Mexico City, creating one of the biggest naval sea tragedies of all time. The good news is it was all caught on video, and MTV put it on high rotation for many years, helping establish that pioneering music channel and ushering in a whole new sound that took over the United States and the world, thereby saving the music industry. And nobody knows to this day who that young man was. Tragic. Guys, those are 5 tragic fog events. The 5 worst fog events in San Diego history.